as you can see, it's kind of dark out here. It's about 6 in the morning, but it's getting dark, or it's staying dark later. Sun's, you can see it getting light on the horizon a little bit. But I came out early. It's just a beautiful morning. I sat and I waited for the sun to come up, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get out there. So, as we've gone through the story of Jesus, I pray this has been huge for you. This has been pretty amazing for me. I've never really had an experience like this before. Bear with me, I'm using a flashlight here. So we're going to go to Matthew. And we'll pick it up where we left off. Matthew 26, starting verse 26. And as they were eating, Jesus took bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, "Take, eat, this is my body." Then he took the cup and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remissions of sins. But I say to you, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now on until the day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." And when they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Now, something that really stood out to me in this, we'll dedicate some time to the Lord's Supper, for sure. We'll stay on this passage for a day or two, but there's something that stood out to me significant that I've read this many times, and I never really read it before this time, but it says, "But I say to you, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now on until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." If you really just ponder that thought for a second, this idea that at the Last Supper, the thing that we've seen paintings of, we've seen movies of, we've heard stories of, that thing that we take communion over, this thing that is so important. And it's so fascinating that he says this thing I'm doing in this moment right now at the Last Supper, the thing that we see paintings of and movies of, is that he's not going to drink wine again till I'm with you in my Father's kingdom. And I just think about the reality of that. Because it's a measurement of time that Jesus gives us. It's saying, there's this thing now, and then there won't be a thing till then. And it's based on wine drinking. And he's saying, this wine that represents my blood, this is it. I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now on until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And it just really grabs a hold for me that day. This idea that he did the Last Supper, and then there was, then he went and did what he came to do. But the fact that he brought it up, I will not have of the fruit of this vine until that day that I am with you in my Father's kingdom. That's the kingdom of heaven here. And to be able to drink wine with Jesus and know that he hadn't had any since that moment. A lot of times we talk about these things that we'll experience when Jesus comes back, what this will be like, or what that'll be like, but to drink wine with him, to break open that first bottle at the wedding feast, and watch him drink wine for the first time since that moment in time. I don't know why, I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. I really don't know why. I think sometimes, as people, we say, "Oh, well, I'm never going to do this thing," or I'm going to not drink until a certain day, or I'm going to diet until a certain time. We try to hold off on something until a certain time. And I'm certain that, that's not what this is with Jesus, of course. But it's just a representative of that time factor, the kind of waiting for that moment. I don't know. It's hard to wrap my head around for some reason. I think I just struggle with this idea of just seeing him drink, that wine. And knowing that he ain't had any since he died. It's so beautiful. And I don't know how many times I've read this. I never caught that. I don't know why. But it is incredibly beautiful. I think the reason I'm having such a hard time, and I mean hard time, is it's just overwhelming with love and gladness and joy. But I think it's really because it's so real. It's so... I always picture Jesus as, this guy that I never saw, that I know of, and I know, and I read stories of, and I believed. But just knowing that, I don't know, it's just something about seeing him raise that glass to his mouth and drink for the first time. I feel like I know him better in a weird way, almost like somebody who's been out of town for a while. Somebody's been gone for a long time, and you're seeing him the way you remember him. It's fascinating. And that day, when I see you that day, and I realize too that everybody's going to be there. These disciples will be there. And we'll see them and what that must be like to remember to have seen that last drink of wine and known what that was about and known what that looked like. The room, the lighting, the colors, the smell, the taste. And then see him again at the wedding feast, just raising a glass to the new kingdom. Sorry, I don't know why, I just so overwhelmed with joy of that. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. The sun's starting to, well, it's not rising, but you can see the light over the trees. I'm gonna try to get a shot of this real quick. So pretty out here. Glad I came out in the dark. I didn't know I'd get emotional like this. Sorry. I think it's just really, I don't know why, this connects the dots for me. It really does. It connects the dots for me. It makes sense to me. It's almost like I can see it, and then I see the time, and I understand it more because of what he just said there. As they were eating, Jesus took the bread and blessed it and broke it, gave it to their disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say to you, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now on until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. I don't know. I think that's incredible. I really think that's incredible. Just this idea of seeing that and knowing, just knowing that the last time you had any wine was 2,000 years ago, or 2,000, however many years ago, over 2,000 years ago. Love it. Love it. Love, love, love it. I really do hope these videos are helping. I say that at the end of each, or, often at the end of videos, and I really mean it on all of them. I really mean it on this series. This has been powerful for me. 42 days, 43 days on the water. Powerful. But I've read these things a couple dozen times. Seeing things I never saw before. Spirit. So good. Such a good helper. Right here in this boat. It's beautiful. I really do hope these are helping. I hope lives are changing. I hope people are seeing the kingdom for what it is and understanding it is coming. Like it or not, believe it or not, it doesn't matter. It is coming. This day, you, me, drinking wine with Jesus, it's a real day. It's a real day. It's a day I really look forward to. Something tells me I'm going to be an emotional wreck. I find lately, too, I don't know, as I get older, I find I cry a lot, but I don't cry when I'm sad or hurt. I usually cry when I'm just filled with love and happiness and joy. I'm just, so much joy in that. So much love in that. It's beautiful. I really do hope these videos are helping. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel, the Patreon, that link is below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.